Yo, what's up, everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and today we got another pretty significant drop in the stock market. As you can see, VOO is down 6.61%, Microsoft is down around 3%, Apple's down 3%, Tesla is down 11.30%, and then, of course, these are just the smaller penny stocks that I got for free. But my portfolio has taken a pretty big hit. But I'll be completely honest with you guys. I know this sounds pretty crazy, but I would honestly rather the stock market be down like even my portfolio be down like 10% rather than just like 5%. I was honestly looking for a bigger drop today and I was a little bit hoping for it as well. But and that the main reason with that is that I just want to get more stocks on sale. I want to buy stocks at the lowest prices within like the past year or so. And basically an example of this would be like with Microsoft. You look at the past month or so, all I wanted to do is to dip more than it has already dipped. So as you can see, we're up a little bit. Like even on the days that the VOO stocks like the S&P 500 mirroring ETFs, even on those days where it keeps going down even farther and farther, it seems like Microsoft is just holding its ground and we can't get to that lowest point yet. As you can see, it hit that low part, and then even on the drop days for the other stocks, it's still, holding its ground here and not going lower than this previous drop. So what I'm looking for currently, or what I'm hoping for, is a drop that is either at the 135 range or below that. Now, although it's recommended that you don't time the market, that is sort of my buy-in price right now. That's the price that's going to get me to buy more. And if I can't get that price out of Microsoft, I may consider buying other stocks. And with that thought in mind, that stock would be Tesla. So Tesla is becoming much more attractive. I'm actually pretty happy that it dropped down 11% today. Now, I do feel bad for those investors that put a lot of money into this, that put even more than what I put into it. And as you guys can see, I'm down 55% on Tesla. I sort of engaged in that fear of missing out, and as you guys can see, I bought at a high point. I think the highest price I paid for one share of Tesla was like $930, but my average cost is $867. As you can see, I did buy the dip a little bit. I bought two shares at $690, and then I spent $948. So that's pretty crazy. I spent $948 per share for two shares. So that is pretty crazy. I would definitely like to lower my average cost, and I do believe in Tesla long term. So I think Tesla is becoming a much more attractive buy. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Right now, if I knew for sure that Tesla would not go any lower than 381, I would make a purchase. But I do feel like it hasn't hit the bottom yet. And I know I say don't time the market, but Tesla was one of those stocks that sort of had like a bubble. It had a lot of hype around it, and there were people that don't normally invest that were all over Twitter asking, hey, should I buy Tesla? I see it's going up so much. And they, people like that started to get into Tesla and bought one or two shares. So what I'm counting on with this is, even on the green days, I've been seeing Tesla go down. As you can see, like the past month, it's hitting lows and lows and lows, for the past month. But what I'm counting on and relying on with Tesla is that I'm hoping that there's a bunch of people like me that were in my situation that, they're down 50 and 60%, maybe even 70%, bought a bunch of shares at like $940. I'm hoping those people have gotten to this point and they've held off this long and they keep seeing it going lower and lower, and they're finally like, all right, I'm just going to cut my losses and take this L and go ahead and sell it all at a loss. And I'm relying on that for me to get Tesla at a better price. So I'm hoping to get it, a little bit lower. I do believe even if tomorrow is positive, Tesla may bump up a little bit. But as you can see, like with the market volatility we've been having recently, the typical pattern for the past few days or past few weeks has been it goes up a lot and then it goes down a lot. And then most of the times it will end up going down more than it has gone up. And that just proceeds with the pattern going down a little bit, gradually. So what I'm hoping is that there's still people that are holding on to Tesla right now that are really not like the strongest minded investors, and they don't have enough confidence long term to where they're going to eventually sell Tesla because they see all of these losses like you can see with mine right here. And they're just going to give up and sell at a loss, and that's going to, cause the market to go even lower. So that's what I'm hoping with. I do believe that Tesla has not hit the bottom yet, but I don't want to get too greedy. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm actually really tempted at this 380 price range. I may end up purchasing if it hits like 370 today, but I do think Tesla is going to go a little bit lower, and I think that this price is definitely attractive. As you can see, I have Robinhood Gold, and you have the research reports and all that, and a fair value is 471. Now, they had a fair value of 471 when Tesla was up to like $800. So I feel like this is pretty accurate. And even if, regardless of the fair value, even if this isn't accurate, I have extreme confidence. I have a lot of confidence that no matter what the market or whatever people think Tesla is going to be worth, like what they think the actual market value of Tesla is, what they think it'll be worth, regardless of that, I think it's going to get pumped up once again just because of the amount of hype around this stock. I've never really seen such a great amount of hype around a stock as I have seen with Tesla. It's almost like a hype beast stock where it's a lot of the value is factored just because of how much people love the brand and how much hype is around the brand, and a lot of that value just comes from speculation. So if you are looking for some short-term gains, I do think Tesla could be the wave after we recover with this little like recession crash or whatever you want to call it. But I do think Tesla is also an excellent option long-term, especially getting into this price range. I'm going to wait a little bit lower and then maybe buy a few shares. I don't have a lot of money right now to be putting into stocks, but I can work with that, sell some stuff, maybe figure that out, and maybe buy some Tesla shares and Microsoft shares. So I do think that Tesla is getting to be a very, very attractive price right now. Honestly, I may end up buying today. I really have no idea. I'll let you guys know tomorrow for sure if I do buy Tesla today. But I feel like if I just wait a little bit more, it's going to go down even more. But, especially if you get into the lower 300s range, that's going to be very attractive for a lot of people. And I feel like that's at the point where it stops being, negative every day. People start buying a little bit at that price and, it starts to get more steady. But anyways, this is what my portfolio is looking like. As you can see, we finally got under that 50K number. That's unfortunate, but honestly, either way, it's a win-win for me. It's a win if if everything is negative, because that means I get to buy things at a very attractive price. And if it's positive, my portfolio is going up. So either way, I look at this as a win-win. And man, oh man, do I wish I would have kept my CCL puts. I had CCL puts for May 20th at a value of $20, and I think I took like a $170 profit once it went down to 19. But if I would have left that, I would have made so much money off of that. But options just stress me out way too much to hold on to them very long. So I usually just try to take my profits with options. But I can definitely hold out on stocks because I know I'm going to retain, that ownership of the share. Whereas with options, you can lose everything. But anyways, I just wanted to share with you guys why I think Tesla is a pretty attractive value right now. That 380 is looking very good. I saw it drop down to like 396, 398 yesterday, but I didn't take it on that price because I knew it would drop even more today. I knew that today would be a negative day. It's almost a pattern. It's like clockwork recently. If you have a big positive day, it's almost guaranteed that the next day is going to be negative. But all of this is just my personal opinion. None of this is financial advice, but I did want to share my thoughts on the market right now. I don't think we've hit the bottom in the market, but I do like the dollar cost average, which is basically buying as it's going on the way down because you technically can't predict the bottom. So if you're buying on the way to the bottom, that keeps you from missing out on, the potential gains in the future. So I do like the dollar cost average. I think it's important. But timing the market most often seems to make you miss out on potential profits more than what you would lose by simply dollar cost averaging. And on a side note, just to see a few things on my watch list right here, I can't believe that Disney is under $100. It seems like just a few days ago it was like $100 and some dollars. Yeah, as you guys can see, like March 11th it was 103. So Disney is going down a lot. If you really don't have a lot of money to invest right now, considering that Robinhood doesn't have the opportunity to buy fractional shares currently, Disney could be pretty attractive. I'm currently not a huge fan of Disney just because, if you have the extra money, you're going to get around the same price and a better dividend with VOO. If you look at Disney's history, let's go back to it here. Let's find it. Where's Disney at? Yeah, if you look at the 5-year history on Disney, it's only up 41% over 5 years, even when it was at its peak in November. And as you can see, if you go to VOO over the past 5 years at its peak, let's look at that. Yeah, if you go to VOO over its past 5 years, it was up 63%. So, you get a better dividend, I'm pretty sure, with VOO than Disney. And so far, Disney is just really not that attractive to me because I like to at least get 10% every year because you can get that with an index mirroring ETF like the S&P 500 VOO ETF. So that's one of the reasons Disney's not very attractive to me, but I do understand for the people purchasing out there that, don't have the money to buy a full share of VOO just because, Robinhood doesn't have fractional shares. But it is something that you could consider. It is negative. It is in a negative percentage over the past 5 years. I can't even imagine being someone that started investing in Disney, way back in 2015. You invest in this stock for 5 years and you have this one drop and all of your gains are lost. Like, even with VOO over the past 5 years, it's still up 14%. So they're in the positive. I can't imagine investing a lot of money into one stock and it being negative, for 5 years and it's still being negative after one drop. So that's one of the big reasons I'm just not a huge fan of Disney. I feel like you can get a lot better dividend values from other companies that have better growth, like Microsoft. I keep preaching this every day and I'm trying not to repeat myself, but Microsoft is just so attractive to me. It seems like it's one of the most resistant stocks during like a recession style graph that we've been seeing lately, or like a crash. Just look how resistant it has been, even in 2018. Like, if you look November, this is basically the start of the downturn. That's not even a huge drop, to be completely honest, compared to stuff like VOO. Let's get back over to that. See, in 2018 for VOO, look at that huge drop. And you go over to Microsoft, and, looking at that, it makes me think, man, Microsoft is like a pretty recession-proof stock. This is the most significant drop we've seen in the past 5 years. So that's one of the big reasons I think it's an excellent buy. As you can see, with my Robinhood Gold report, the research report, a fair value is 185, and I think that's pretty accurate. At the least, Microsoft is worth 185. It's just such a consistent stock with dividends, with growth. Over the past 5 years, even with the recent drop, it's up 241%. And at its peak on February 14th, it's up 346%. So I think this stock is an excellent buy. Even, look at the past year, it's still up 21% over this big drop. That's very significant, and I think the statistics speak for themselves. The business model of Microsoft speaks for itself. So I think this is an excellent opportunity. And that's one of the main things about Tesla right now. That's why I'm sort of like backing off of Tesla, even at this attractive price, because you look at Microsoft and you see its growth and how consistent it is. And it's just hard for me to choose Tesla over Microsoft when I can buy 2 shares of Microsoft compared to 1 share of Tesla. And Microsoft just has that such a consistent history. But Tesla is also very attractive as well. It has like a revolutionary business model. They're doing things people have never done before. And I have a lot of faith in this stock long term. But Microsoft is just one of those safer bets. If you really want to be safe, I think Microsoft is the way. But Tesla is certainly attractive for those that were already interested in buying. So anyways, I just wanted to share this with you all. And if you do want to begin investing, I'll leave my referral links down in the description and in the comment section below. This is one of the best times to start investing, in my opinion, because you're starting at the low point, and it may go low for either a few more weeks, a few more days, a few more months, but eventually it's going to go back up. And when it does start going up, it's going to be a lot of gains in a short amount of time. At least that's what I believe. So if you do want to take advantage of those referral links and begin investing, feel free to do so. I really appreciate you all watching, and if you want to leave a like on the video, it definitely helps me out and I appreciate it. My videos have actually been doing pretty well view-wise lately, and I think that's because of you all showing love to these and everybody just sharing their thoughts and opinions and dropping a like on the video. So it definitely helps out a lot. Hope you guys enjoyed, and feel free to subscribe if you're new. Hope you all have a great rest of the week.